they don't realize that what's separating you from wealth is all about how you think. What's separating you from being happy is all about how you think. And listen, I'm not saying that people still can't have relationships, but men gotta understand what they get themselves into. You know what I mean? And what life really is, right? And living and really what's worth living for. You understand? All right, man. I wanted to get into this topic from yesterday, man. So I'm gonna put this overlay up of beloved here. So this kind of fits in with my other topic about how, as a society, we've created a really comfortable environment for somebody to be a hater, right? To a point where they can build a whole career off of being a hater. But you gotta realize that below average men, men who are already weak minded, when they hear this kind of person, what that does is make them feel more comfortable with that mindset. It makes them feel more self righteous about it, and they don't see it for what it is. And it's like, yo, you're in fact a hater. But anyway, let's go ahead and check it out.
I like.
You don't think Iceman the project is gonna be underwhelming though?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. See, that's what I mean. Like we can tell.
I'm not being biased.
You think it's gonna be underwhelming?
Yes. Because I
Well,
just
why?
don't.
What makes you think that?
I
So
just don't think
everybody
that
go get your
he's in a
rap on.
space where, based on the things that have happened, the stuff he's put out, everything that's going on, I don't believe in the movement. I don't believe that because the thing is, when you got some shit, you present the shit
And you move like it.
and you move like
Yeah.
it,
You don't like the
He look like
album
he's-
with Party?
bro. These are stutter steps. You don't. This is some. I don't understand what's going on,
Party
but
album's hard.
it's just you don't. When you know you got some shit, you say it with your chest.
Do you think? But you didn't answer the
What's the
question.
question?
You didn't like the album he did with Party?
No, it's
Do you-
R&B though.
Oh,
Did you like the album?
Remember I said I don't like
Did
R&B?
you like the album he did with 21?
That was bad. It was I like
Come
that.
on.
That was
Let me ask you, do you think that's based on his relationship with the label, or do you think that's just because he don't have a product that he feel confident about?
You think he's floundering?
No, I think that he doesn't have a direction. I think he's lost creatively.
Well, that could be true.
That's possible.
That could be true.
I think he's lost, and I think that which camera is mine? This one?
Yeah.
That one?
Top one.
Tone.
All we want you to do is rap, bro. Just rap. Give us some slaps, rap. Do your shit. We don't need all of the extra, we don't, I get it. Creatively, you want to do different things and stuff like that.
So this right here is that bullshit. I want y'all to be aware of when someone cannot give you specific events, if they cannot give you specific facts, even with other guys who were speaking on Coach Greg, they couldn't give you specific facts about this person that were actually empirically bad, right? So with old boy right here, what he's doing now again, not well. I mean, hey, this is a nigga that's been rejected a lot. All right, this is again another nigga who's able to dry a bitch up from from 5 miles away. He could definitely dry a bitch up from 5 miles away. I'm telling you right now. I'm just saying these kind of dudes. There is a whole mindset that comes with the kind of guy who doesn't have motion like that. Even the way they look at shit, it's not another thing too. Men who don't be getting no tail, those be the kind of niggas who say it's like they don't like R&B. Tell me that you don't be getting no pussy without telling me you don't be getting no pussy. Cause that's what that means. Because if you be getting some pussy, you got an R&B playlist to play. Saying that you did not listen, the Drake and Party Next Door album is a very good freak. Listen, I'm still playing that album now. I have not played the album this long in a long time. Aside from like the Freddie Gibbs albums and whatnot, I have not played the album for a whole year and been able to play a majority of the songs over and over again. And now, mind you, those songs may indeed be a bunch of throwaways, but listen, god damn it, they made it count. You understand? But what this shit is that what he's doing is he's doing what women do. What women do is women will put an idea out there, and other women will hear it and they'll say, "Oh, she is adding a new negotiation tactic, or she's adding a new thing that we can try to negotiate for." Because that's how the standards kind of start going up more and more from like in terms of like being more romantic and dating and this and that, and in terms of competition. And over time, men have had to overcome more competition to get a woman because if you really think about it, right, from now dating is not, it's more of a modern thing. It's not really a thing really, right? People courted and they got married, years and years ago. We're gonna say decades ago. Whereas now people will go through a whole process of being boyfriend and girlfriend, and then at some point they may decide to get married. Whereas back in the day, it wasn't like that. And but what men had to do over time is start taking women out on dates and spending a little bit of money to get to know a woman. Now, of course, over time, especially when we come into this era, which I'm sure this was always going on, but you didn't have the content creator or the influencer. The influencer is probably one of the best and worst things in terms something that can have a huge impact on human behavior, because influencers do in fact do that, right? Because as long as someone has the mic, as long as someone has a platform, they're able to transmit messages. So women will constantly transmit messages or just ideas of, all right, well, you should be getting this. Like, so for example, bare minimum. Yo, she can call anything you do the bare minimum. If you holding the bills down, that's the bare minimum. If you drove her to the hospital when she was in need, that was the bare minimum. Basically, it's another device to be able to move the goalpost at any given time. And because the way women see it, as long as they can avoid having to be grateful, all right, it keeps them in a position of power. Being in a position of power is way more important to women than you think, and being able to manipulate you without you realizing it's very important to them. And I mention all these things because this is a good example of when a black man is actually doing this shit. When an actual man is engaging in female behavior, where you're pretty much just lying. The responses in the room. Now, everyone there knows how to do content and how to keep a conversation going. If they try to shut him down too hard or be too aggressive about his take, then that would stop him from expressing himself in a way that would give them good content. But in content language, right, they're all basically telling him, you're fucking crazy. You're wilding. All right. When someone stops you and says, "Hold on, you didn't like the party," meaning that this is a fact that that was a good ass album and people enjoy that album. But what you saw was also this is the comment section come to life. Where you have people who are being just unbiased and being real, right? Showing respect, all right, and acknowledging the Drake releases and the heat that Drake been putting out, versus someone like DJ Head who's going off of all narrative. You understand? All narrative, all just narrative that sound like something. And the thing is, if you get caught up in so much tone, you may hear this shit and say, "Oh, damn, well, maybe this was going on." Nah, nigga. No, no, no. People like all those songs that he been putting out. All those songs have gone viral. Not only that, Drake has had his biggest streaming year to date. He is still the highest streamed artist, highest streamed rapper in the game. Period.
But at the same time, that's not we don't love the theatrics. We love the record.
Is your we his we? If that makes sense.
That's a great
Like
question.
when you say we, he
I'm
might
talking
not.
about from my perspective and the people that I have the conversations with. This is Gina's sentiment as well. We talk about on our radio show with listeners and whatnot. It's like people just want, give us the raps, give us the shit. If you have some shit and you like, well, I'm gonna save it, I'm gonna save it, I'm gonna save it. Oh, there's some shit coming, but it never arrives. Then what do you love to think?
Just teasing.
Plus, to Ish's point, you brought up the label thing. That's bullshit propaganda too. The labels, I said this over and over again for the last year and a half. The labels don't give a fuck. You probably tested it. If they got some shit, they want to put the shit out because they want to make money. They don't actually give a fuck who they make money off of, how they make money off of it. They don't give a fuck.
Now that's part of sentiment. I disagree.
That's part of the sentiment.
Okay.
I disagree with that.
If putting them out, if putting it product out ex, 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 helps him towards his goal of getting released or removing himself from the label, then I would want to extend it and not put it out. Like I would want to almost damn near step on what you want to do.
Not just that, if I know you trying to leave me alone, I'm gonna step on your shit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay,
You see
so
it in
how-
basketball all the time. The Golden State Warriors was damn near sitting Kaminga on purpose and not playing him on purpose, even though he could have helped the team be in a better position. They was sitting that motherfucker on purpose.
Okay, so how would that take place in the music?
If
You said, how would that take place in music? They're doing it right now, fam. They put all this money into a whole smear campaign on this man's name, fam. The cover art to Not Like Us is Drake's house on a map. Whenever you go into any comment section, people are making references to him messing with kids, being a PDF file, where almost, if you look into any comment section that mentions this man, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, that record did serious damage to his reputation because people repeat that all the time. Not only that, y'all managed to negotiate him being able to perform a record about making fun of people who've been basically SA'd. And he got to perform that at the Super Bowl. That's the label stepping on your shit. That's the label trying to bring your price down. They're supposed to be doing renegotiations. Or maybe trying to get off the label, right? Drake's catalog is probably worth billions, bro. There's a music exec that said that Drake's catalog is worth, if he takes his catalog with him, it's worth more than the music from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s up until now. Because y'all don't really realize how that when it comes to streaming, because we don't know the true value of a stream, but if let's say Drake took his music off of all streaming platforms, y'all fuck, bro, that's a lot of streams. That's a lot of people's going to have to leave the platform. Or a lot of people that will be off the platform. Drake damn near built Apple Music with his music, fam. No pun intended. But views was the reason why I downloaded the app. I didn't keep it, but a lot of people download that app because of that deal, because they got to hear views first, and they got to hear the Chance the Rapper album first, I believe, on the Apple platform. So people download that app based off of that. I don't know, that whole listening experience, right? So all this stuff is important. All this stuff is relevant. What this shit is that niggas have been doing this same thing since the beginning of Drake's career, which is tell him how he should be putting his music together. And someone in the comment section made a really good point about Drake has been winning this entire time by doing what he wants to do. He's damn near a billionaire from making the right moves. And it's something that a loser wants you to think. A loser wants you to think a person can be successful and unsuccessful at the same time. A person can be a winner, but also be just a big fat loser at the same time. Someone like this wants you to believe that, yeah. He got all that going on, but he's still down though. He's still losing though. And why is he losing? Because that fits my narrative. Someone who's into the victim mindset, that loser mindset, they love to weave a convenient narrative. If a nigga say he don't like R&B, let me tell you something right now. That's a nigga who ain't got no motion. That nigga, that mean you awkward to be around, and that mean that you don't be fucking it. That's what it mean, homeboy. And since when do we applaud niggas who don't be getting no cheeks? What part of the game is that, Julio? Ain't no Don to me. Don DeMarco.
I know you want to leave, let's say, because I'm not the biggest
Whatever scenario.
music guy, but a business, right? If I know that you got one album left, and I want you to resign, I can put your album off and push your album back almost in some extortion type shit, so you can resign 3-4 more albums.
Okay.
Or if you don't do that, now I'm gonna damn near dumb your brand down to the point where your value is lessened.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think so? That's it.
So that only makes sense if you don't want the thing to same or greater value once you why would you want your product to be diminished? You still have to make money off of this project.
Yeah, but well, they so big that they have bite their nose and spite their face. I still got your old catalog that's
Nigga, Prince went through a whole like artists have been going through wars with record labels the entire time they have been record labels. This nigga, but what he's basically doing is he's showing y'all I hate Drake to the point where I'm gonna argue in favor of a record label. His argument is that the record label will never try to sabotage the artist. The record label never goes against the artist. We're like, what are you talking about? Because they want to make money. My nigga, the record label runs that shit like a plantation, and it when first of all, the record label needs the artist to believe that only the record label can make you a star. Don't try to figure out on your own. Let me tell you something right now. Because of the internet, if you were able just to make a little bit of money online, if you can understand how this content shit works, right, you can create your own infrastructure for your music. That's what I'm doing. When I be performing my shit in the show and whatnot, I'm perfecting my performance, right? My on camera performance, my on camera persona and charisma, and I'm perfecting my delivery. So when I record those records and whatnot, or if I ever perform, if I want to just perform with the drop of a hat, the conditioning is always there. Cause I'm like, the way I see it is, if I can be entertaining the least bit just sitting in front of a camera, that means that I could definitely rock a whole stage. You know what I'm saying? Because that gives me more room. You know what I mean? Getting a little loose with it and shit. You know what I mean? Come on, that's a decent man there.
I'm a decent man from the city of demons. Niggas be scheming, niggas be shooting.
But this is some desperate shit, and this is also another behavior that haters will get caught up in, and you got to catch it. Because listen, sometimes you may not see because you have not reconciled the hater in you, and sometimes it's a hater in your bedroom, right? Everyone in the room is trying to tell him in a soft way that you're fucking bugging. What are you talking about? And they even going the route of explaining like, well, no, I'm like, no, in terms of what's going on with the releases and stuff like that, fam, he got a very complicated situation going on. DJ Head is since when do someone who's about the culture argue against the artist when the label is involved? Listen, bro. If you ever in your personal life experience this shit, you cut that nigga off right away, straight away, straight away. Okay, because that kind of person will waste your damn time, bro. That kind of person will stagnate your potential. You understand? Because what they basically want to do is take up your energy and take up your time with their opinions. But I want to go ahead and play this drum right here, man. Check that shit out, man. So this is on Whack 100 kicking it with Aiden Ross. So
20.
the reason why this video is important is because Aiden Ross is a Jewish white kid that's really getting to the goddamn back. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. Hold on, what I said.
Bitch, I ain't never been happy. So everybody go get your rap on.
So he definitely getting his rap on. So Aiden Ross is not someone who is beholden to Negro politics, not beholden to all these things that we engage in that makes absolutely no fucking sense, right? And also, he doesn't have that whole colorist complex theory of, all right, well, he light skinned, so we gotta have we gotta always question his credibility and stuff like that, and we have to kind of do this thing where we gang up on him and we do the whole, all right, well, because you light skinned and you successful, it's socially acceptable for me to just hate on you and talk shit about you. Listen, my whole life, people have been unnecessarily rude to me to the point where people had to point out, hey, that was a bit much. Like, oh wow, why are you talking to you like that? You know, I'm just, shit. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, I can't believe this. Yo,
Yeah, it is an album. It's an
he
R&B
went
album.
and toured, sold out, broke record.
Yeah.
Drake shit.
And you know what's so funny? Kendrick should write Drake a big check for that. He saved his career.
It's a
Mr.
fact.
Morale was a dog shit album. You know what?
So let me ask you something. Kendrick would have lost. Would have been Sage
Can I
career.
ask, can you name 5 songs? Name 5 songs of
answer
Mr. Morale,
my
please.
question.
Whack, I'll give you $1,000 right
No,
now.
I don't need your 1,000.
10,000.
I want you to
Kendrick did lose. Those songs were whack as fuck, bro. Euphoria is a pretty cool track. Meet the Grams is ass. 616 in LA is ass. Not Like Us is probably one of the corniest diss records I ever heard. The thing about, first of all, that beat in general is an annoying fucking beat. Like that shit is like Ether all over again. You did not like the Ether beat. The Ether as a song is not really a good song. It's just good. It had enough shot value. It had shot value, and it was good enough for you to say, yeah, he's sticking it to Jay-Z. And which was based off of the fact that, yo, niggas hated on Hove. Niggas hated on Hove because Hove imposed a different standard. And he pushed niggas forward mentally. And it's the same thing with Drake. Niggas always hated on Drake because Drake was a thought leader, and Drake pushed people's ideas in terms of what could be hot. All right, like him being a hybrid artist and making it to where it's normal, all right, to hear melodies in raps on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And you're not forced to be in no particular box, or you don't have to make an announcement that you're making an R&B album if you want to sing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In terms of how you express yourself. And unfortunately, that's the key to success really for most black men. If you want to be successful, you don't ever listen to niggas, and especially not no broke niggas or niggas that's less successful than you or niggas that's not as strong as you. I remember having an argument with one of my young boys and whatnot. And at the time, these kind of conversations were so new to me and unique to me. I didn't realize I was putting so much thought and care into it. I didn't realize that that wasn't the interaction you wanted to have with me. And he was offended by something I said. I think I was saying, yo, I don't gotta take advice from niggas that don't rap better than me. And that's a fucking fact. If anyone else would have said that shit, you'd be alright with it. But because it's me, and because I got compassion and love in my heart, you want to challenge me on the shit. And at the time, I didn't realize, you know what? No, you got to stand 10 toes down. And I didn't renege from what I was saying. I didn't say, oh, no, I changed my mind, or I didn't mean for it to come out like that. Yeah, I said that. Okay, all right. Right? But I should have gotten more aggressive about it. Because that's true. Because really, I said that because the person I was talking to, I said that to get my man motivated, to put things in perspective. Because I know as a leader, all right, that's probably what he needed to hear, because the guy I was talking to at the time, he wasn't that active. So I was trying to motivate him to get more active. You feel me? So, but anywho, but yeah, nah, bro, you can't never let people who haven't been putting in the same kind of work or haven't gotten the same kind of results tell you shit. Now you can hear them out, you can take it into consideration, but you cannot allow people like that to pull you into a narrative, to pull you into a fantasy world. Like we seen throughout this video, man, with the Andrew Wilson cat and the people who follow. Matter of fact, the two dudes I showed you, that is a prime example of the kind of men who are going to uphold these kind of dudes. Because if you uphold Andrew Wilson, you don't gotta up your game with your appearance. You don't gotta think about getting in shape. You don't gotta think about getting your bag up. None of that shit is important because you're buying into pretty much all these scenarios that maybe could happen in parallel universes and alternate realities. But we gotta deal with what's going on right now, and the reality is this: this is not how you react to a problem. This is not how you deal with it. This is not how you problem solve. All right. And also, so moving forward to even with the thing with Kendrick. Kendrick is not a hit maker. He's never been a hit maker. He's never been the kind of guy that, yo, when he hop in your record, the record goes to the next level. Kendrick has interesting, cool verses. All right. And that's what he does. Like, it's more like, all right, okay, Kendrick is on the song. Cool. The song does not become a hit because Kendrick is on it. He's not a part of the arrangement, any of that shit. He has really dope verses on songs, I think. You know what I mean? Not so much anymore, but like, but that was like his thing. But whereas with Drake, people's careers have started and taken off because of a Drake feature, because of a Drake cosign. You understand? So not only that, Drake has been performing the service of stimulating the ecosystem of hip hop for the last 15 years, meaning no one collabs and gives out features for like Drake, especially for free, for nothing like Drake does. What that does is that helps to build, first of all, his family tree is crazy. And what that does is help to create different storylines. That's how we get a 21 Savage. That's how we get Future. as popping as he is. You know what I'm saying? 2 Chainz. I'm not saying he put 2 Chainz on, but that the No Lie record for 2 Chainz, that was a big record for him. You understand? For Migos, him being on the Versace record. The first time I heard the Migos was Drake on the Versace record. You understand? Party Next Door. I heard them because of Drake. The Weeknd. You know what I mean? Drake. List goes on. Kendrick Lamar. I start listening to Kendrick Lamar because of Drake, and because of that, I start listening to Schoolboy Q. I tried to listen to Absol. It didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? But he's a decent man.
I'm a decent man from the city of demons. Niggas be scheming, niggas be shooting.
Answer my question.
Yeah.
So you're saying because Kendrick was skilled
Okay.
320.
Yeah, it is an album. It's an
Then he went
audio.
and toured, sold out, broke records.
Yeah.
Drake shit.
And you know what's so funny?
I'm gonna stop that right there, man. I actually wanted to play this shit from Academics real quick, and he's speaking on the Gracie Bar, man. I think he had a really hilarious take, man. But we're gonna run through that real quick, man. Hold on, y'all. Let's take a quick break though. Before I end this Sunday night show, I want to watch this very funny, I guess you could say, recap of the situation with Drake and Gracie Bond. So Gracie Bond is a Instagram model slash OnlyFans girl who was on a string with Aiden Ross and Ben the Don before Drake called and sent them a private jet, to take them to Wildest Festival. So she actually was there. So Academics is going to give us his expert opinion on what went on there. Okay, let's check it out.
They out of okay. And there's this woman on there named Gracie who's made some things or said some things about Drake. I think she's a porn star, so I gotta be careful with my scrolling. There's a Panamanian model named Gracie Bond. She revealed that she had a romantic relationship with Drake, but it all ended after a party that disappointed her. She recounted on the show. She said, I arrived and saw everything, and I was like, this is not the person I admired, and that's when everything died. This is in Spanish, though, so I don't know if you guys could hear it. Let me see if I can get a better... Is this her? That's not her. Here it is.
Yeah.
Ya. Sí, pero no de la manera que ustedes imaginan.
No.
¿Ah? No quiero decir nada. No eran mujeres. Si se pueden llamar mujeres.
Oh.
No eran trans.
Ay, Dios.
Okay. Now, I know y'all like it. What the fuck in the guala is that? By the way, I want to give credit to that reality show. It's the most popular reality show out right now. Like, that's the one that Angelica was on. My ex, Gigi. Casa de... Bro, this shit is constantly popping. Look, it has yo, this is crazy. It has 1.9 million people watching right now. Like, yo, that's fucking insane. Really insane.
Oh wow, okay.
Anyway,
right, shit.
Okay, hold
One of my comments being like, why are you always talking about Drake? Why are you always talking about Drake? Like, literally. We go back to my last video. I posted a clip from the Vibes Cartel top 20 show. Even let him have his own show. You made it all about you. You're a culture vulture. Brother, Vibes has mad respect for Drake. He rocks the OVO owl everywhere he goes. Like,
That's right.
And next up, we had headlines about Drake World Series game. He posts a couple pictures of Otani. He's trolling him. This is in headlines everywhere. MLB is retweeting this shit. You know, it doesn't stop. And then some reality TV show star that, you know, says she wanted to hook up with Drake and got like flown out or was at his place and there was some like people there, said something about trans people, said something about, you know, not men or something, all very confusing wording. And later on she goes to clarify saying, oh, it was nothing. But of course, all the outlets and media people...
Yeah, all the outlets. So essentially, again, you guys can't understand it. Basically, this wide load bitch right here
Not wide load.
is on this reality show, and she said that Drake flew her out and invited her to a party. She goes to the party, and no, she said she was not allowed to like go anywhere with. Matter of fact, yo, that's why I fuck with Spanish bitches, because all my little Spanish chicks was on my line just telling me, I'm like, translate, mommy. Like she was, let me go to the DMs. Let me go to the DMs. I'm show you. What they told me. I'm gonna read. We don't need to hear that guala guala shit. This is what they said. They said she said that she had DM'd Drake because she liked him as an artist. And she said, basically, she just said hola, like HOLA. And within 2 minutes, Drake responded. Yo, Drake's a demon. Bro. I ain't gonna cap with you. Drake like me. Yo, when you see a bad thing in the DMs, like, yo, you on it instantly. They said Drake responded in 2 minutes. And he said he flew her to Colombia for an event. They met up, but nothing ever came from that encounter. He said, fast forward, they're still talking. And Drake introduces Shorty to his mom and his son. And then he ended up flying her out somewhere else. And she was staying at the same hotel he was staying at, but he wouldn't let her go to none of his events. I think that's when he's on tour, right? Or I hope, I don't know. He said till the last night, she got invited out, but not by Drake, but it was by some other people she knew that was going. And so she's going to this event that Drake's going to be at. Drake flew her out. For whatever reason, Drake hasn't linked up with her. Some other people invited her to this event the last night. Drake is at the event. And she saw him getting with other, and this was the thing that went crazy in the Spanish world. They said she said she saw Drake getting with other girls. Now, we all know these weird allegations that Kendrick lied about, but I think the chick, she clarified to say it wasn't women, it was girls. So people thought underage or something like that, but that wasn't the case. She came out later and clarified that it wasn't the case. She said not women, girls was the word she used. And after that, she said she blocked him on everything because she finally understood why he didn't want her to see what went on at his parties. She just wasn't fucking with it. Right? Now, she came out later and she said she never saw nothing illegal.
It's cap.
She
I
said that
accuse you of capping.
there was no trans people, there were no little boys, there were no underage people, and she clarified that. And I think anyone who doesn't want to just feed into some incorrect narrative knows what it is. Drake is flying out 60 bitches at a time. Like, yo, that nigga's rich. Like, yo, you bad, get on a flight. Chuck, set it up. Like, yo, get on a flight. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a beat with you. You whores getting flown out by Drake. Yo, if y'all not fucking instantly, like, yo, you might just be in the hotel just looking through the window the whole time. That's it. He ain't trying to chill with none of y'all. Like, yo, this is a real nigga move. He flew you out. Like, already I could tell you think that he's trying to date you. Come on, girl. Get in line. He's trying to crack. Once he probably realized the energy, like, you're not trying to crack. Like, yo, just stay in the hotel till you, like, he's a good guy. I do the same shit too. Because I'm flown out to I ain't fuck. I was like, just stay till it's time to go back to the airport. Go where back to wherever the fuck you want to go. You get what I'm saying? She's thinking like, why you not inviting me nowhere? Why you not hanging out with me? Yo, he peeped the energy. You not like that, okay? You not down with what he's trying to get down with. He's trying to crack. Real nigga shit. He's trying to crack. He ain't trying to talk. He ain't trying to date. He's seen you on the gram. He's seen them white, wide ass cheeks. He's trying to crack. He's seen you wasn't trying to crack. He's seen you not trying to get in the.
I'm sorry, I've been playing shit long enough, man. I started getting caught up in the jaw. Anyway, so I want to play that jaw from academics real quick, but now just to speak on it in terms of playing on a different level. I'm gonna tell you something right now. It is always better to have leverage and options in particular, right? When you got options like academics just say, you say, yo, he's flying out 60 girls at a time. It's one thing to say I've chosen to live a certain kind of life, but it's something totally different to try to tell me that, oh, a dude who can do that, he's somehow a loser or something's wrong with him. I'll tell you something, bro. We cannot uphold and build up niggas with a loser mindset. I am out of here. Subscribe to the channel, man. Love y'all. Peace.